Finally figure it out. And I believe we're live at this point. I always wait. Alright, and we're live. Hey guys, and welcome to today's stream. We're here with Ace Attorney finally. As you can see the title, the Great Hiatus Streamers. You know, we're finally back. Here to give you another 2 years of content.
Wow, you found a title before we even started.
Yeah, I know. Because I was waiting so long for you guys to get here, you know? I had so much time to think. Only took me about 30 minutes to come up with that title.
I haven't heard this music.
So, if you remember what happened last time, because we don't, something happened. We finished the case. We finished the case. Which case was it? What happened? It was the teleporter. It was Albert Hairbrain.
Oh yeah.
Killed people with this scam teleportation device. That's about it. And now we're on a new case. We'll go into it. Hopefully, we won't need any context for what's happened beforehand.
Probably will.
Probably will.
Seems like the
what's the scene? Okay. And pull up chat, and we start. Hopefully, it comes up. Second now. There we go.
Twisted
Perfect.
Karma and his last bow.
I'm pretty sure it's Bow. Wait, they can't hear anything. Can.
Exactly how many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog, he said.
I apologize for the missing
Indeed,
audio initially.
a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop through the shadows of a serial murder, an executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night. And a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town.
Oh, is this?
There
Is that what it is?
naturally
Yeah,
always
the dude who
another
died in
side
his thing.
to every case,
Yeah,
of which most remain ignorant. And it is that other side which compels me
Is
to the
it?
scene of the crime.
Were the other ones also other crimes?
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention.
It literally said the dude.
So
showed
quickly
the
now,
woman out of the grave,
take your hat and let's be on our
That's it,
way,
it wasn't
and
all
my
of
showed
dear
the dude
fellow.
who died by himself in his.
For our adventure is not over
Yeah.
yet. Come,
And it
Didn't show the girl
showed.
The
that
game
got
is
stabbed,
afoot.
The guy that got killed in the
Well, it didn't show all of them. You're right, but it was showing some cases we've done.
Just from this.
Alright. 8 days after the Earth shattered. Oh, that's right. Cosmo regained his memory, and his dad's like a serial killer. Yes, I
His dad's a
remember.
serial killer?
Yes, his dad was the professor, the
Oh,
famous
yeah.
serial killer in London. The guy that made
The
the
Ripper?
wax. No, the professor. Remember, like there's the wax mannequin that had its head taken, which was the serial killer
Oh.
who rose out of the grave. That guy was Asian when they took off the mask, and they're like, "Oh, that's
they covered it
Cosmo's
up.
dad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't actually kill anyone. We gotta figure it out.
We'll find out. We were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, the Great Waterloo Hotel. Professor Mikotoba is due to arrive at any moment. Wait, what is happening?
Practice the name, babe.
Renowski.
That's not even it. Because I'm so glad we got here in time.
The music's a little loud. That's right, this game doesn't have
okay.
anything. Now I can turn it on here. Okay, well, that's probably good. Back to the game. Susato-san hasn't been the same since what happened. What happened? Not that I'm surprised.
Cosmo.
She's
Yes.
in love with Cosmo. The truth about Cosmo-sama's father. You suppose my father knew?
That he was actually the mass murderer of the professor, you mean? We didn't even need to explain anything. They all recap it anyway for us.
They know.
I knew that's what she was thinking about. There's a good chance, I'd say. I mean, they did come here to London together 16 years ago, didn't they?
Yes, that's true.
Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotoba knew about Kazuma going missing in Hong Kong as well?
That's right, but for some reason he wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it.
That probably means he knows then, about Kazuma showing up here in London with amnesia, and that he's regained his memory now.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, who the heck are you?
I won this
Who's that?
guy.
Oh, it's the
Whoa.
judge. Oh, it's the judge.
Oh,
It's the judge and her dad.
father.
Well, the judge looking sick.
Wow, yeah, without his hat.
Oh,
He's got a top knot going on.
Yo, he looking
Hey.
fresh.
Alright, you take the judge then. I can go for I can do the dad then, I guess.
Mikotoba is the dad, right?
Yeah, I can do. So, do you want to take the judge then?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Susato. How are you? You know, he was much
I'm very
bigger
well, thank
framed.
you.
I thought that I remember. He's much slimmer than I remember him
He
being.
looks very small. He looks short.
He's just more slimmer. I thought he was like
next to a
wider.
giant.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm very well, thank you. We're delighted you've arrived safe and sound.
Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble to meet us here. Oh no, not at all. It's my pleasure.
We've heard all about your extraordinary exploits here in London, you know. The news has crossed the seas.
It has?
I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive with the steamships from Britain.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man? And why do I feel as though I've seen him before?
I take it from your expression that you can't quite place me.
In that case, how about a little reminder, Seishiro? A firm tap should do it.
Yes.
A firm tap? What? He's gonna hit me. He's gonna punch
Here
me.
we go then.
He just carries this around on
I
him.
hereby pronounce the defendant
thing's
Ryunosuke
huge!
Naruhodo
That's like a freaking Thor hammer.
guilty.
Ah! Oh, you're.
What?
Yeah, he looks way cool without his hat on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
We'll just read it.
redo.
This so it's
Back-
last game,
The
man.
court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
It's the first stream back. You know, we gotta milk this for its time.
You're right.
Your Excellency,
Hello, Judge Jigoku. How are you? It's been a long time.
Judge Hell.
Is it Jigoku or Jigoku?
Good, you
Jigoku.
remembered
Jigoku.
now. That really did the trick. Guilty.
Only I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? And there was no laughing at that time. So, well,
So, London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I never thought I'd be back.
neither
After
did
your
I.
father!
Neither did I. I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Though really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Seishiro?
What are you talking about, Eugen?
His name is literally just best friend, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Eugene? Eugene.
Of course, Judge Jigoku, he must complete the set. He's the other man who 16 years ago came to London with Kazuma's father and Professor Mikotoba. He's the third visiting scholar. They're all in on it, they're all evil. Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you?
Ah, I knew you were jealous.
Sorry? Ministerial status? Yeah, what is that? He's a minister. Yes, you didn't know? Seishiro here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. It was his personal insistence that allowed you to take Kazuma's place here on this study tour.
Guilty as charged.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks. Ah, yes, now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday. Oh, did? It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved in with 8 days ago. About what happened 10 years ago, that tragedy. Yes, could you tell us any more about it?
No.
So, how was the voyage here? Well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards.
But it wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago.
No, that's true. I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience.
so you stopped
like
in
a
France's
DJ
beautiful
board, Thomas.
capital.
We were able
Paris?
to relax.
Yes, that's such a skill I have.
Relax.
Yeah, I'm so thankful I can stutter on my words, and you're pointing it out for me.
It's just the R sound.
Relax.
Someone's gotta like put that in a dubstep song. That's sick.
We did, yes, though only for one night. And yesterday evening we left the port of
Whoa, big
Dunkirk
time
for
comeback
Dover.
For the series.
Yep, that's right. Don't worry, it'll
Just
still
in
go on
time
hiatus
for the
again.
symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow.
It's wonderful that you were invited to attend such an important international event. I'm very proud of you, Father.
It's thanks to Seishiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited, and I suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default.
Speak for yourself, Eugen. You were close friends with the professor of forensic science at a major hospital.
Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really.
No, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but it doesn't bring him back.
Cosmo's father, I suppose. Yep, it's finally back, Rob. The professor, the killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy,
There we go.
was actually Cosmo's father, wasn't he?
That's correct. Genshin,
Genshin Impact?
Whoa, Genshin. That's the new stuff. Put it on right now. Genshin Impact. He had an impact, bro. He killed 5 of the aristocracy.
Where's the impact? Did you see those? Did you see those weird Genshin Impact ads? They're just so dumb.
No.
I'll show them to you later.
Genshin.
What do I even type though?
Genshin.
I can't just type Genshin.
Genshin Impact.
I can't just type Genshin Impact.
Absolutely, you can. That's a great title.
Okay, fine. I'll type
Genshin's
Genshin Impact.
About Genshin's.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
there we go.
Genshin's
See,
Impact.
this makes
there
sense.
We go. Look at that.
There we go.
That was great.
Sorry.
Genshin?
You knew, I presume, Father? You knew, I presume, Father.
Yes. He was a close friend at the time.
Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard, involving gotcha. I've never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts.
One day he just fell down the hole and never came back. It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth, and he was executed with little ado.
To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland.
When that one character came out, he just opened up his wallet and it was over. But what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know about his father's crippling addiction?
The truth! No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness.
However, I suspect he may have had his doubts. Oh, why?
He left his iPad out.
As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up as if he were my own son. Then one day he came to my office at the university and said,
Download this game. I've decided I want to travel to Great Britain and study there. Like my father. Father?
Do you think you wanted to come here to investigate his father's death?
I don't know, but when I looked into his eyes, I did know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him. Something else came to light in that trial the other day. Oh. Actually. Oh, what? Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year, Cosmo has since turned up here in London working as the apprentice of Loris Van Zees. What?
What? That's news to us.
Yo, that's fake. That's fake.
So, Lord Strongheart's telegram
Streamer
neglected to
reaction.
mention that part then.
Fake. Look, he went right back to normal. Fake.
You know? If you're a streamer, you gotta be good at those things, you know?
Fake.
And what's up with the dude in the back just staring at us?
He's a bellhopper.
He's like, guys, are you ready to go upstairs?
just holding-
I got your stuff.
He's just waiting to take the stuff upstairs because they're
He's
probably
been
like, wait.
waiting.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Wait.
As you know, we both thought Cosmo died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January.
But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father?
Didn't you, father?
In actual fact, no, what I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished.
We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try and ascertain what had happened, but to no avail.
But he's still alive, and here in London, you say? I never dared even to dream it.
Why on earth did the young man not make contact?
This is not a comfortable resting.
Goodness.
The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now. They followed every cat on every ship for the past...
They interrogated every single one of them.
Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia.
What? Amnesia?
When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were. I see. He only regained his memory 8 days ago.
This is unbelievable.
Yes, it's quite miraculous. I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently. They're gonna fight. I wonder how Cosmo's been these past few days. Would it be wrong of us to go and visit him? This keeps coming.
Just keeps going. Let's just.
This bellhopper's gonna
That
never
began 16
gonna
years
leave.
ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Yujin here, Genshin, Asogi, and myself. We were the original 3. Trinity. The first judicial scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study.
Ocean voyages were not what they are today, I can tell you. 16 years ago, things were tough for their generation.
Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time. You know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan.
Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and the burial ground. Ugh, there's not more talk of graves.
Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work.
So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons. Not my cup of tea at all. Do you remember that Scottish prisoner governor? Caden was his name. He was a gooded man. Gooded man.
Yes, but then of course, in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case.
He came gooded to good.
When Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years.
I was a witness at the secret hearing and I tried to speak in his defense, but...
But you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you?
Well, suffice to say that after the trial we were sent back to Japan.
Deported. There was nothing more we could do to save Genshin. He was a lost cause, sadly. Like all gacha addicts. Snow coming back. Well, if you'll excuse us now.
Yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as
So
possible.
would this guy. He's been waiting all day, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here.
Susato-san's gone off at a run. Now she really wants her father to leave. I'd like to stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow. Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck. Naruhodo. I hope you'll keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her, as you obviously have been.
Looking respectfully, sir.
Oh no, I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me.
I really hope this ends as a romance.
Nope. No romance here.
Hey, you don't know that.
Doesn't happen in this game.
You don't know that.
No romance. Well, I do appreciate you being there for her after all.
Court case too. So
Yeah.
why don't you watch your words, huh?
No romance, not in the series.
Now romance. What if it's romance with Van Seeks?
Wow, what a
Fancy.
twist.
Whoa.
What a twist.
He
With
pushes past, he breaks
Naruhodo.
through racial barriers and finds love. Whoa, the ultimate redemption arc with
Wow.
Susato-san.
I've
That's
been
how
a
I would write it.
I've been a miserable father to her. I've thoroughly let her down. Sorry, what do you mean?
Is love strong enough to break the bonds of racism? Whoa! The romance novel writes itself, Thomas.
Wow, you should write it with yourself, a nice fan fiction.
I'm doing it.
Or maybe it will be, maybe it'll come to be, we'll find out. Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know.
Be
The
careful,
very year
rubbing your feet on the
Satan's
ground, You're
born.
gonna short circuit his computer again.
Yes, I heard. The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but... Well, sadly, it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too. Oh, yes, Sato-san hinted at something like that.
That's sad. It was a rather turbulent time at home. ...
Here, Ivana was hoping for some tea. He's like, oh, and then, oh.
I'm assuming her mom died.
Yeah, that's probably during childbirth.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't bore you with the details.
I had an affair while she was giving birth, and she left.
The point is, I had became rather less dependable than the fit grown man. And it was then that Seishiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain.
I was too worried about you to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London.
Wait, is this in the past or the present? So that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the very reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women as such things, I say. I completely understand, Professor. You have to watch the Barbie movie. Ah, one other thing,
The
Naruhodo.
guy's still staring at them.
If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you. Oh, really? Of course. What can I do for you? Well, the thing is,
I'm so sorry that took so long.
This guy. Who is this guy again?
He was in a...
He was just one of the juries, that's what it is, yeah.
yeah.
Mr. Sato.
Now then, allow us to take your bags.
Allow me to take your bags!
Was that a man voice?
I think that was his voice.
I
One
think you're
moment,
right.
if you please, reporter. Of course, sir! I think that was his voice. I can't remember, though. That machine around your neck. It's a camera, I believe. Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir.
Hold on. Next
What?
time he opens his mouth, don't click past.
It's his teeth.
Well, I think
They're
that given
green.
the occasion, we could justify
the
the
lighting.
expense.
It's poor lighting.
Whoa!
What, do you think
I
he's
get
like a
that it's
beaver?
It's his
teeth,
back
but it
tooth.
looks like
It's his back
something's
teeth.
because it looks like the same color as his.
Yeah, I can see how you see
It
that.
looks like some part of his clothing's clipping through
But
his
it's
mouth.
like his
Oh,
back
I
teeth.
definitely view it as like his tooth.
I
I could view it as like a
now.
buck tooth.
I see the tooth now.
I also at first thought it was like a mistake. But
Yes, of course.
oh. Wow, the muscles are really showing through all
Yeah,
of their
whoa,
clothes.
Rio Nosuke. Whoa.
They're all like,
He's trying to flex.
the,
Gotta look good for the photos.
JoJo poses.
That'd be so funny. They're all like posed like funny.
Oh, they should. We could make a dope Ace Attorney game. Think of all the twists. With my brain to throw in the twists, Thomas's programming skills, and Ivana with the art skills.
Go on. Yeah. Okay.
The art skills, she can draw everything.
That's the most important
It took you a
part.
while to figure that out. I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruto. I can never say that stupid name.
Naruhodo.
It's really made Father very happy, I think.
They couldn't have just left it as right.
Naruhodo.
Oh well, I'm
Naru-
pleased then, but we were interrupted before. Professor Mikotoba was about to ask me something. Shall we return to Baker Street
Shall
then?
we return
Oh,
to
that's
Baker
you.
Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us.
Yes, let's go.
Yes, I am!
I'm getting more and more anxious about Kazuma though.
I'm getting
Perhaps
more
I'll
and
try
more
to
anxious
meet with Lord
watching
Strongheart
that
later
guy
and ask
watch
after him.
us.
Let's move.
Lord Chief.
I mean, we could, but it's probably gonna be like there's no one here. Probably come back at a later time.
No, this is for sure Schultz.
Yeah, that's for sure Schultz.
No, that's the T.
What was that?
A man
See, it was
screaming
Sholmes.
in a most unflattering way.
Do you think could it have been Mr. Sholmes?
Oh my, I do hope not.
Oh, what the heck?
Whoa! Do you want to do
I do it anymore.
Mon ami, mon ami!
Oh.
Stop this disgraceful display!
Huh?
Eh?
Who are these people? Look at their
Yeah,
hair.
French.
It's bright red.
Oh, this is
I
perfect
think
character
they
for
must
me.
be clients of Mr. Sholmes.
Sacrébleu.
Right, you two, you're coming with me now, down to the clink.
No, not in prison. Oh wait, no, she has got a. Not in prison. It is dark and damp, and I don't really like it.
That's right, it's back. Fontaine's. No, Colton, you missed it. There's a character named Genshin in this game. That's
Yeah,
right,
Genshin.
Genshin's Impact.
He was a murderer. Love the darkness, it is my friend. I am not scared.
I don't think they need to emphasize it that much every time.
But you are always scared of the dark.
Shut your mouth, you idiot! I will sit quietly in the dark and plan on next daring heist.
I don't like this. I don't like it.
Is this also a set of robber twins? I missed the Skulkin brothers. Bring those guys back.
Hey, Grump, what's up, Mom?
Well, tough. We'll finish this down in the yard. Now get moving.
Bye then, Jenny. Have fun.
Oh yeah, thanks, Cyrus, and thanks. Yeah, great detective. Okay then.
So random.
Huh?
That's it. And those characters never made an appearance again, nor were they ever explained.
That'd be so
That'd be
cool.
so-
The ultimate non-Chekhov's gun.
If I made my own game, I'd do that. I'd throw in random people just to throw people off.
What is this?
High effort shiz posting.
Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Bruno!
Hello, Iris. We're home.
Well, did you find your daddy?
Well,
Me and Usuke's right
Yes!
here.
I'm pretty
we arrived
poor.
at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well that's great news. I hope I'll get to see my daddy again soon.
Urgh.
Who's
Who's gonna tell her?
Of course, wait, he's dead, right?
Yeah.
Of
And everyone-
course.
No. It could be a classic Cosmo. He just has
That's
amnesia in
true.
Japan. That's the next game. Lost in Japan.
Isn't
So we don't know how this
uh,
game ends. What
Shawn
if it
Mendes
did?
song?
What if it does end
Yeah.
up with a cliffhanger?
Dr. John H. Wilson. So, Iris, all that remains now is that greatest of problems known to man. Oh, what the heck? I was about to say, wait, this is
But
Jones, and then
in,
wait
like,
a second.
In like the pre-thingy, it had all the red hairdo people, remember?
Thomas, you know what you gotta do.
What? No, I don't. I have no idea what. No, I'm not gonna dye my hair red.
Hey,
Get outta here.
We already know it looks good.
Come
No.
on.
All right.
Remember our wedding pictures?
No.
Yeah, you look good.
We're not turning me into a redhead. But
Actually, it'd be crazy. I could totally see it.
I
Bright
can't-
red hair.
I can't see it.
Every
Nope.
streamer has to dye their hair at some point, Thomas.
No, it's okay.
You work from home. You don't gotta go into an office.
Wait, and then like the girl would look actually really cool.
No, it's
Yo.
okay. We are not dyeing my hair,
So
people.
sick.
You all stay back.
We gotta
Sholmes
bleach
is a ginger, that's right.
it. Next time we do this, we're gonna.
He actually dyes his
bleach.
hair blonde. This is his natural hair color.
Uh,
But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order, don't you, my dear fellows? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Ludwig dyed his hair? No, Ludwig shaved his hair. He did dye his hair, but he's most recently shaved his head. Also shaved his head, yes. Do I have a crumb or such like on my face? Not so much on your face as on your head, I'd say. This is why you're falling behind in views? Yep, you're right.
Not wrong.
Come along then, everyone. I've brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today?
In that case, let us sit and drink now, for I am in fact expecting
Schultz
a
is
guest
woke
later
now.
today.
Have some tea.
Give the people what they want? No, I refuse.
Can we make it a goal?
Wow.
A donation goal?
Oh,
Redhead. Wow.
Hold another charity event?
Wow.
Colton will donate.
We'll have to see. We'll make it $25 million.
No. It has to be attainable.
Mr. Sholmes, who were the two gentlemen that were here before?
We're not asking about the redhead first. No, let's just go on to the other
I-
people. Oh, just a pair of petty criminals, nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood makes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manners of infractions.
When the mood takes you?
All manners of infractions. But when such fellows sets their sights on Mr. Herlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out.
Oh my. You were the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes?
But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally.
You should have asked Gregsy to come too. We could have had an arresting tea party.
I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure.
Final episode idea. Everyone cosplays Thomas as Sholmes, Ivana as Susato, and Matt as Van Zeeks.
I would love that, but
That would
honestly,
be
do it.
this
dope.
I would do
outfit,
it.
it's so much
I would do
effort
it.
to get this
I'll
outfit.
dye my hair. I'll dye my hair white.
I don't know if
for
you
it.
have to do that, but it's just so much effort to get these
It'd be
outfits.
fun. It would be fun.
I'm so down.
We should do it.
I don't know how
Then I
I
can finally be racist.
I don't. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot. Oh no. I just don't know how we'd all go about attaining making these outfits.
We have to stay in character the whole time too.
Oh gosh.
That'd be great.
Well,
Aha!
how would we do that without? I mean, we have to be role playing other characters.
They all just sound like Van Zeeks and Sholmes and Susato.
No, you say it in third person. Van Zeek's like, and that's when this person said blah 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 blah.
Budget cosplay time. Yeah, we'll make outfits out of paper.
It'd be really
We'll see.
fun.
We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a bit of
You
of
see-
effort.
You seen a little button up, purple button up, and then like that bow.
Purple.
It's like purple.
This is not purple.
No, this.
Oh,
this.
this is
It's like
still,
a light purple.
Oh, I guess.
And then that ribbon.
A pink
should be pretty
ribbon.
easy. And then
and a
all we have to
vest.
do is find that vest.
Just
And
find
a
that
belt,
vest.
and then you need gloves with the fingers cut off.
You already have the hat.
Yeah, this just sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, it's not.
These are
Need
logistics
some
that will be figured out
goggles.
another day. Aha!
And the
I
red
have
hair.
it. A bungler. That's the word. It's a good job. He's not here to hear. He's not here to hear you say that.
Or you could dress up as Rinosuke.
Yes, but
Yeah,
Sholmes
you
is so
can
much
do that.
better. If I were to go all out, I would pick Sholmes. Such a better outfit. Ryunosuke's literally just wearing school jacket outfit.
It's cool.
Well, then
it's
Ivana
so
could
cool.
go all out. Why does she gotta be Susato? She's the
Okay,
most
who should
boring
be?
female character in the whole game.
I mean, you don't think attaining a kimono's?
Who would I be? Susie? Dye my hair
Susie,
pink and
and
have
do
it in
pink.
pigtails.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have the
there
face
you
done.
go. Oh, sorry. Go all
No,
out.
I'd rather just do Susato.
Or you could be
It's still cool. She has her kimono and
Kimoto.
kimono.
Yep.
My bad.
Kimone.
It's kimono.
Oh, kimono.
Kimono.
Kimonkey.
I'm done.
Kimono.
He's already into his Van Zeeks cosplay. He's already starting. So those redheads had been up to no good.
I wonder what the men did.
Where's
The lie you told.
where's the redhead? The lie you told is that he's a redhead. What was that about the greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before?
Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes?
How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
No.
Well, I think I've heard of it somewhere possibly.
It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now.
Newly proposed 40 years ago.
According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops.
Wait, what? We were apes? We were a monk?
Return to monk.
Indeed, and from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problems known to man.
Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Sholmes?
Why is it not obvious, my dear madame? The problem of rent. Ha.
I empathize.
But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tespels only the other day?
And I spent it all to dye my hair. Pshaw, a large sum. One potted herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later. And all of it has quite disappeared, I assure you. Just bought a car.
Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it.
Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem, for the coming month at least. And what was the answer? Why, there is a substantial clue before your very eyes.
Red hair.
Don't tell me. Let me see. Or,
Humans
don't
are
tell me.
sorry
Let me see.
creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There is one particular feature about my person that has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think. In the end. It's not gonna be his red hair. It's been stabbing me in both eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation.
I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh,
I'm
really?
Really an idiot.
I didn't realize you were colorblind, Susato.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on much longer. Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us, I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow.
Hello.
Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. That case aboard the SS Burya in January, Cosmo wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on? The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? I killed them. After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse.
What? Leave him unconscious.
From there, he was brought aboard for human trafficking.
Oh my gosh.
I attempted to sell
How
them to pay
terrible.
my rent.
How horrible.
It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why do it in the first place? Oh. I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong.
Oh?
I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Sholmes.
Yeah, you think? Plus person.
He actually was trying to sell Cosmo, you know? Sells Cosmo, never us to see him again. And then the whole thing, everyone gonna
It's like
sign him
Joseph.
off as murderer.
Like Joseph, he sold him into Egypt.
So do you have to examine his hair, or what do we do now?
Mask?
The mask Cosmo wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up.
We ought to give it back to him, I suppose.
But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself.
But isn't he your best friend? We move around and like move and see if we can examine.
I mean, we can move around and
what's
see.
his face.
But it doesn't seem like there's anything new, per se. What are we supposed to do?
Let's go talk to Strongheart.
Maybe. Let's try.
They literally said that.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, I do know it said that. I just thought we would resolve the Sholmes hair thing.
That's a side quest. Whoa!
What?
Let me
So
prevent
you
my
have to do your
voice,
hair
yeah.
purple, not white.
You're right, you're right.
Be cool.
Here's the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented your original with the figures you asked for from the yard. I see. Excellent work. Thank you. You're welcome, my lord.
What's Lord Van Zeeks doing here?
Dang, how am I gonna do that outfit? That's so intense.
There seems to
Exactly.
be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say?
This place is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension. Miss Van Zeeks just stands with his back slightly arched backwards.
My apologies. I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me.
Oh, no, it's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure.
From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here.
Now then, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord, I'm right here. Ugh, kill me now.
Is something wrong? Perhaps it's a little too hot in here for you.
Perhaps you'd like to be out stone cold. Oh no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such perfect temperature.
If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to suggest otherwise.
Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly.
As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today, I hear, madame.
Yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands then, Lord Van Zieks.
I will attend at once.
Wow, he just glared at us on the way out.
He gave you a very cold stare as you left, didn't he?
I know, but I haven't done anything, have I?
These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service?
Mr. Naruhodo, he's talking about Dr. Scythe.
Ah, of course. I knew that. It was a joke. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just,
Fear not, you've done nothing wrong. Dr. Scythe's own wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further.
That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me.
Lord Van Zieks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday.
Oh, bit missing?
What's become of Cosmo-sama now?
Not long ago, visitor numbers to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million.
30 million? Are there even that many people in the world?
As a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital Tokyo is 2 million. Whoa.
I will be opening an International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries.
It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations.
The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques. And cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here at the heart of our great British Empire. In order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the New World.
He's the same as ever, I see. That passion of his is quite something.
You're every bit as passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, nay.
I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It was my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the Yard from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bitter blow to my ambitions. Bitter blow to my boastfulness. I first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Scythe at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department.
And can you not do that now?
Obviously. Nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say.
Unintended repercussions of our child.
We simply couldn't have overlooked what had happened, though.
Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way.
About Lord Van Zieks' apprentice.
Yes, that came as a surprise to me, I must say. That you and he are old friends.
How did he become an apprentice to Lord Van Zeeks in the first place?
It surprises me the only other Asian person you know here happens to know you. It came about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel.
Oh my! So he stowed away to get here.
He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clearly of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zeeks. That way I could keep an eye on him.
Do you just assign all random foreigners that come your way?
A random foreigner was here on the loose. 10 men were murdered.
Cosmos, the ultimate villain, goes on a killing spree.
But then why the mask? Cause Londoners are racist.
Literally, it's because Van Zeeks was racist.
I didn't want to burden Lord Van Zeeks with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern
No way!
Yeah.
Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
He's proving to be a great help to Lord Van Zeeks. I have high hopes for his future.
That's crazy.
I imagine like if it was like, I guess me and Thomas like aren't the color of our skin's different enough.
Yep.
It's like if I was like hyper
Ours is
racist against
mixed.
black people, but like he's wearing a mask and like his hands, he's like helping me do stuff, and he has like black hands, but I'm just like, and then he takes off the mask. You're black. What?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite like that.
That's how I feel like it is with Van Zeeks.
But the skin color is very similar.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that different.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't be like, oh.
He's
That's
Asian.
That's not fair. You're like part Venezuelan. I'm telling you, Thomas and me, bro, I'm white.
Yeah, but I think you
Thomas
could still
is-
say just like if you saw
You have the
this.
same yellow undertone that Ivana has.
Olive skin.
Oh, some of it.
I'm like in the middle of you guys, I feel like.
Wow,
Look at the transition.
great. Anyway, by the way, do you know where he's gone?
Great. No idea, but I believe he's left London for the time being.
Oh.
I take it you also didn't
Wait, he just
know.
went out of the country? He just left? He just left like that.
Yeah.
That the man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean.
Genshin Asogi.
Genshin.
What we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was.
Yes. Genshin Asogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
They were such awful murders and unprecedented. Using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
So
the
use
Hound
the-
of
Ferocious
Baskerville.
dog.
That was what happened?
Oh
Oh my
wow.
gosh, it's like you guys talking.
And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then, and can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London.
Main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I understand.
Correct. However, it has to be noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause.
He had a cause?
Death Eaters.
What? Supporters of a mass murderer?
The majority of the man's victims
Oh,
were
yeah.
a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed anyway.
Right, I see. But it was still murder, wasn't it?
It seems very similar, doesn't it? The idea of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
And then we just leave.
Wait,
Bye.
what do I do?
Bye. I mean, bye.
Bruh.
Waterloo? Yeah, what was up with those random people? And then.
There's more here.
No, there's not.
There is. She's literally saying, "Are you sure we've done everything? We've asked everything we need to."
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't pop up every time?
No.
Go to
Well,
converse
ask
again.
him.
What do I ask him?
Present Cosmos Bane.
Take that. Take that. Or Mr. Sholmes about this is definitely just. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nope. Nope. Nope.
There's a lot more dialogue than I thought there would have.
It's because when you show your badge to everyone, like there's usually some dialogue actually, almost always for each character. It's just like a joke, just present it, even though it never actually does anything.
Is
Because
there
it's
nothing
always
else
in
to
your
present?
inventory.
Is there nothing else in the present thing?
No.
No.
Oh,
So there's got to be something to examine here, I guess.
What about the shoe on the thing?
We'll examine everything. My eyes always drawn to this metal chest that Mr. Sholmes and Iris use as a coffee table.
Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers?
It is, so you'd think that they treat it with more care, really. But only the other day I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it.
Oh no!
I suppose something must have been frustrating him. What
What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Damage?
The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes.
Oh dear, that is a painful tale.
Ah, yes, Mr. Sholmes' curious collection of trinkets from the various mysteries he solved.
It's one of my favorite parts of this room, full of items with such exciting tales to tell. And I do believe he's added to it since I last looked. Now there's a mysterious pince-nez? Pince-nez, a mysterious little box. A
Mysterious penis.
horseshoe. Pince-nez.
Pinceness.
A mysterious biscuit.
I think that last one might just be one of Iris's unfinished snacks. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we've arrived in this country, in fact. Although I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting
What's
your
that?
legs... It's like a table with a blanket underneath and the blanket's heated.
By a fire?
No, it's like an electric blanket. So it's like literally the table has like a blanket like covering to the floor. So you just sit under the table and you put your legs underneath it.
And it's heated.
Yes.
Do be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't mistakenly put your feet into the fire, will you? You'd suffer terrible burns, you know.
I worry sometimes about how Susato-san sees me.
What about the
Click to
newspaper
the
there?
left.
What about the newspaper on the...
There's all sorts of there's all sorts of these shelves, chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and a lot of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
It looks as though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. The epitome of Mr. Sholmes' brilliance.
I don't get it. As it happens, I'm quite well practiced when it comes to stacking shelves myself. Just the other day, the shelf in my office finally gave way under the strain, though.
It looks as though it might topple, and it does. Yes, the epitome of your disarray.
I really don't get it.
Whoa. You roasted it.
Actually, I think it was the newspaper. Good catch.
This looks like last week's edition.
What's the article that circled in red ink there?
It's an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League."
The Red-Headed League. What's that?
I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but
My gosh. Also, why does it say VR?
Why not? Is something
Very
on my
good.
face? Clearly, this has something to do with that lively hair. Now we present this to it. There we go.
boom, boom.
I love how we can't just ask him. We have to like, there's newspaper you circled.
I know.
It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes. To the Red-Headed League. Does that strike you in some way? I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, hey, welcome, Jaden. Sorry? In the
Is
first
that
instance...
Jaden Aldo's son?
Yes.
Hi, Jaden.
And quite indispensable
Aldo's son.
observation.
All those.
Yeah, Aldo has a son.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't believe us.
Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut.
Which Aldo?
Bro, Aldo's 25. That means if he had a kid when he was 16, the kid would be 17.
17.
Like 8.
He'd be 9 years old.
Dang.
That's old enough to use Twitch or YouTube. What's up, Jaden?
So then, allow me
9
to
years old now.
regale you with the details of my latest
Hey.
exploits.
Who is Aldo?
Regale or
Aldo,
boast?
like Aldo Chipana.
Do I know
His
the man on the
son,
right?
But like what?
This is Sundown. I
What the
probably
heck,
very,
Jaden?
very, very rarely played with them.
Yeah, right, I know you, Jaden. We played Fortnite, we played League together, we played Valorant together. whatever.
So what is the Red-Headed League, which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you circled? You noticed it in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment. It was? How? According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance.
No, I don't like fives. I like arenas, they're sick. I don't like Valorant, that's what I don't like. Fortnite's fun.
He hates all games, he's not a
I don't
gamer.
hate all games. I enjoyed League. I enjoy the occasional 5-man league. I just don't like death spiraling 8 lost games in a row and it's 2 a.m. It's not fun.
In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair. That doesn't entirely surprise me.
But listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week.
This sounds like a cult.
Yeah, it does. Oh my, £4 a week?
But why? What are they paying people for? That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement.
But surely every redheaded person in the country would be flocking to join in that case. You're right, Susie, there's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. So will I, just on the off chance.
That might be stretching the point, I think.
Trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see.
Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can. But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away.
Wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Holmes.
So you decided to try joining his place? Correct. I mean, look at me. Wait, how does this remind you of Persona? Just like, because there's dialogue and... I don't get it.
They're both anime.
They're both anime. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow? No.
Yeah, it's like a super similar to Persona, bro.
So
Pretty
why?
much a turn-based fighting game, honestly.
Why did it have to go so wrong? What on earth happened? A blunder, Mr. Oh gosh. A blunder, Mr. Naruhodo, though it pains me to admit it.
Door blunder.
What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Holmes?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Sato. What you see atop of my head is neither dye nor a hairpiece. It's blood. I changed the color of my hair overnight by the wonders of chemistry. Chemistry? Witchcraft? I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves, and in the course of my work I stumbled upon a potion that when taken turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It will make every hair on your body perfectly crimson.
Oh,
I think I'll
all
pass.
the hair. That means the carpet matches the drapes. That means
Mr.
he's checked.
Holmes,
He's
is it
checked.
quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it?
What if that's how you figured out? Because you don't often look at your hair, right? So I mean, he takes a potion. Nothing happened. He goes pee. Whoa! It's just like.
Or there's mirrors.
And then he looks in the. I guess.
But also like your arms and your legs. But also,
He ain't got arm
his
hair.
eyelashes are still dark. Does that mean he wears mascara?
Yes.
Amateurs are always hampered by such fears.
Oh? I should never have doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say?
But of course, to earn £4 a week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger. That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely.
So anyway, Hurley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street, where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members.
So what went wrong? The whole park was choked with red-headed folk like a coster's orange barrel. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. But when the panel interviewers they saw me, they immediately said, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation? So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, shh, don't give me away. After which, I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that parent to the police.
Oh dear, what a disaster for Hurley and those two redheads.
You just arrested people for no reason.
Because he didn't like him.
You should like move a little bit so I need for air.
Want to switch spots?
You put the... Well, I should probably won't reach.
It's not that bad, just a little bit.
You're gonna install a fan in front of your
You're right.
and then you turn it on and be majestic.
You're right. I just have the resources for that to and drill
How much is
holes
the
into
fan,
my wall.
Thomas?
Drill holes into my wall too while I'm at
I,
it.
I have a drill. Fan's probably what, like maybe 20 bucks. Cheapo fan. Build it to the wall, 2 drill bits free. I have them. Boom, boom.
Part
Plug
of
it in.
part of my my contract of living in this place requires me to not disturb the location, you know?
No, it does not. No shot. Dude.
Aha! Here's my guest now, my latest client with money to spend.
Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Well, then we'll just use the sticky strips.
Remember, Ares, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway, of course.
Why?
Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
Whoa.
One of the jurors.
You got a bit.
All the jurors are making appearances.
I'm not her.
Mr.
You could be.
Sholmes! Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh please! Please find my husband. He's run away.
You gotta say yes immediately.
To upset me?
I beg your pardon?
Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Miss Marhodo? I didn't say a word. Come, my dear madam. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course.
What's the matter, Mrs. Sato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before, very recently.
Yes, now that you've come to mention it,
Juror number 5.
I think she's jury number 4, too.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil.
Evil.
I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
Evie.
70 million pounds.
Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam.
After saying, I can't pay rent.
Being offered a case to solve is reward enough.
Why?
No, and then she's gonna be like, oh, well, in that case, but then he's gonna interject and be like, oh, but actually.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
Or this is his scheme to actually get more money, you know? I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also.
I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand.
Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say
if you know
before.
what I'm saying. Everyone's racist.
No, they hid the professor case so no one would be racist, but Van Dyke's parents died, which is why his brother died, which is why he's racist, you know?
Oh.
You may say this before this pair. You may say before this pair anything which may say to me.
Ah, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing. Why did I ever get my hopes up?
Oh, so now we just talked to her.
Yep.
Wait, did both of those say Mrs. Vigil?
The one is a Mister. Forgive me for asking Mrs.
French.
Vigil, but
Have you guys trying to hit on her? Yo, so is there a mister?
have we met somewhere
She literally
before?
just said that her husband ran away. or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, quite recently perhaps.
Oh my.
Psh, my dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of an English. If you wish to invite a lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I knew I recognized her. See, juror number 2.
Wow, I thought you said juror number 4.
I'd switch to 2. If you're
Uh-huh.
listening to me, I said 4
Oh,
2.
Yeah, I'll run it back.
Run
'cause
it
I
back!
heard 4.
I
heard
got the
4.
stream right here.
Uh-huh. I literally said, "Oh, she's juror number 5." You're like, she's juror number 4. That's the last thing you said.
Nope, watch right. I'm gonna pull it up
We
right
can't
here.
hear it though, can we? Of benevolence.
Or this is his
Oh,
scheme
no,
to
I don't
actually
wanna hear
get
myself.
more money, you know?
No shot.
Simply name your figure, or it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere
here, yeah.
before, very recently.
Yes, now that you've come to mention it,
Juror number 5.
I think she's jury number 4 too.
As I explained,
Two. Jury number 4.
I don't even say
That's
4,
true.
honestly.
So
Two.
back to back.
4, 2.
Jury number 4. 2.
Anyway,
Your
That's
brain
really
works so
funny.
fast, Thomas.
it's because I meant to say 2, but then 4 came out of my mouth for some reason.
I don't know. My brain was like, "You said 4. We're good."
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really, nothing more.
Frippery.
Now look what you started, Mr.
Oh
Sholmes.
my.
Thank you very much.
Frippery.
Frippery.
I'm looking at it.
I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner.
Frippery.
Yes. Tell us about your husband, madame.
Mr. Vigil, my Daily, is it Dally? No, Daily. Is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. He looks like he's 13. Look at him.
An entirely what?
40.
What is? Are you talking about the photograph or what frippery means?
I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I looked up frippery. Showy or unnecessary ornament in architecture, dress, or language.
Or it's a frivolous thing. Frivolous.
A tawdry or frippery.
An,
Get your frippery out of here.
So it's actually saying, it doesn't matter.
an entirely unremarkable gentleman by appearance, at least. How long have you been married?
It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
As it would appear, I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh!
Your dress is the latest style, your hat clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you
We're
have no...
actually all animated. We're in a video game where it breaks the fourth wall.
Then he starts acting like the one dude.
You have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's lines of work?
He's a warder at the prison.
Guard, that is somewhat unusual. Is a warder different from a warden, or are they just the same word? So your husband is a
look
prison
it up.
warder. Well, you can.
I don't want to.
That's
It's the
right.
same thing.
Yes, well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments?
Oh, so her husband's the person who killed Genshin.
And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory.
I don't think he actually kills them. I don't think he's the one that does that. She literally says like he oversees it.
Yeah.
What's the difference, bro? Wait, hold on, what? He doesn't kill him, he just sets up the electric chair, straps him into it, gets the machine out, opens up the lever,
He tells the other guy to do that.
and then the intern comes in and flicks the switch as initiation. But he's not killing him.
And for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated. Remunerated?
Remunerated, I think.
Remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Favor. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes.
Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment.
Berkeley?
If I'm
Like-
not mistaken.
Like the Berkeley Institution? Like as a school?
Yes.
So it's joking that the prison is the school.
Oh.
The school is a prison.
Yeah, that's the joke, isn't it?
No, it's
What do
not
you
Berkeley.
mean?
It's Barclay.
Barclay.
Yeah, like Berkeley.
No.
Barclay.
I think that's just
Barclay.
called Barclay.
Hold on, you tell me everything in this game's a freaking pun, and then the one pun that I feel like I understand,
No, that's-
you're gonna sit here and be like, no, that's not it.
That's
No.
not it.
Whatever.
That's not it. Just to prove it. This probably isn't gonna prove anything, but
I see.
do you want to get a drink?
I think I might.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering if Barclay Prison was actually a thing, but
It's not.
it's
is
not.
It? Oh, and guess what is a real thing though? Berkeley.
No, but there's the Barclay is the name of other things.
Like what, Thomas? Like a Minecraft mod?
No, like it's like a British company, a British multi-international universal bank.
Look up. Oh,
Let's just keep playing.
like Berkeley. Like the school.
No.
And like it's a prison.
No.
Oh.
Not at all. If I'm not mistaken, there is a large cemetery just behind it.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
That one's a Lowgate.
Is that one?
Get out of there.
Please enlighten me.
Like Colgate. No.
No. Lowgate Cemetery? That very place
Where
we're discussing in
cavities go
court.
to die.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. A private matter. Wow, I can't believe you're spilling all over my keyboard. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance, when did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday? That really is recent, laughably so.
Truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night. But this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day. That has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened?
My dear Mrs. Vigil, please calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally. But sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for one day.
Oh.
I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
See, actually he doesn't care about money, and then they loosen up their wallets, and then he asks if he can get some more.
Couldn't essentially pay anything at the beginning.
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
you know? You seek only to put this suit's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I believe to begin my investigation.
For my
I have all the
investigation.
investigation to be able to get this.
In my- in
Wait,
my
is it that late
information.
already? Or is it already
It's already time for bed. What do you
it's
mean?
time for bed?
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
It's
Fear
8:30.
not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, you've been simply marvelous.
Oh.
No, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two, are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow.
Oh my.
If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Excellent! And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that?
It's like, yeah, I've been here this whole time. Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery.
This was you.
Oh,
this was, yeah, this was you.
And you switched your
Lowgate
voice.
Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison.
Oh, and that's all we're getting. It's fine. We're not going to go back for that one. It's a flashback anyway.
Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor. And now, a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. We go to the prison and he's just there. Indeed, but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Run along to the prison and see what you can glean, would you? It's the prison governor that you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? Surely you needed to ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair!
Oh my gosh.
But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That was quite a different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. He's gonna try to fix his hair and it's gonna become blue next time we see him.
I think I'm gonna go grab some water.
Okay. Of course you are.
I'll take over. No, I don't. Unless it's raw water.
What does raw water mean?
I think it's
What is raw water? Please elaborate what raw water would be. I'm curious.
no such thing as raw water.
No.
Maybe the first water. Maybe seawater is raw water.
You want some seawater? Get him seawater. I can replicate it. I can put salt in it at least. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower.
Oh, what? The guillotine
Wow,
clock?
that's kind of cool actually. Wow, this bird does not fit in this cage.
Dude, that's freaky. You can, like, cut off someone.
Maybe it doesn't actually have that much force, and it's not sharp. That's a cool prop though, you know, a cool thing to have in your house.
This place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was down here.
Boon.
And you do not want to talk to an inmate, but to me?
I want to see this guy's face. Oh.
Whoa.
This guy reminds me of...
You can know who I am. I'm the Governor Barry Kaiden.
This guy reminds me of Louis Armstrong from Fullmetal Alchemist, if he was not blonde.
Oh, yeah, with the mustache.
Like the cleft chin.
Yeah.
And the
I read
eyebrows,
this.
honestly.
I read this.
Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Yunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
And an Easterner I see. Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Did you say Japan?
Yeah, I wonder where this guy's from. Is he a Londoner or is he a foreigner? Yes?
Promise you.
I totally thought he was gonna flex right there. I was like, instead of folding his arms.
Well, there's not any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh?
Everyone folds their arms up here.
I know, I don't like it.
It's like top of their chest. Like it's almost.
They gotta rest it above the text box.
Oh, I totally Didn't mean to click there.
I cannot be sick.
Okay, I didn't notice the prison next door, sir.
Oh.
Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I didn't like to be so direct, but I've no intention of speaking with the likes of you suspicious-looking Easterners. Now get me have me air.
So as soon as he finds out we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too? I thought it was racist. 10 years ago, Genshin Asagi, also known as the professor, was incarcerated at this prison.
Yeah, but he's justified.
Is
Justified racist.
Is he justified? Van Zeeks might be.
If you hold on. Wait, genuine thought experiment. If you only lived in Korea, you've never seen a white person before. Because this is old.
Yeah.
Like
You don't see
they're in the
foreigners
old
very often.
times, okay?
Yeah.
So you're living in a village your whole life, you've never seen it.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly, white dude shows up. You're like, whoa, look at that dude. Like, eyeballs popping out his skull, so white he kind of looks purple. He gets burned all the time. And then he just starts killing people, bro. And then you find out, like, bro, he just killed 10 of us. You're telling me you're not gonna be racist? You're gonna be like, yo, F white people. The one time this dude came to my village, he murdered my dad and 9 other people. I'd be racist. I'll put it out there. I would be racist if that happened to me.
You know, I'd be a lot more fair. It's harder to have perspective about these things back then this time, though, obviously.
You're right. Nowadays, not justified. Because, I mean, whatever. Like, I see white people, Asian people all the time. But, I mean, back then, the only time you see someone who's a different color, first off, your brain explodes. Like, whoa, I didn't realize other different people existed. And then your brain is like, whoa, they're like thirsty, blood-sucking killers. Like, I'm just saying, it's totally justified. It's justified racism.
I don't know if justify racism is the right term to coin here.
I'm coining it.
Oh, boy.
I might have known.
This is the prison warder. No, the governor.
Ah.
You're sniffing around about that case, aren't you? Your agents, eh? Part of the professor's great web, no doubt.
What the freak is he? This is not how a person does this.
What do you mean?
Why is his arm back like that?
Oh, that.
Yeah, that's not right.
Maybe he's just like, he's actually just, his body's just turned actually, because you can see this shoulder's coming, his right shoulder's coming forward, his left shoulder's back.
Even
So
then,
he's
this
actually-
is
it's true.
behind
You're
his
right.
shoulder.
It is back behind his back
That's
almost.
freaking weird.
Well, it's like this. It looks kind of weird.
But like, you're just saying your arm wouldn't be that far back in the first place.
Yeah.
We're
Right,
going,
they
we're
could-
going. Clearly the ghost of the killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. I thought we were gonna have to wear the mask, honestly, and hide that fact that we're Easterners.
Oh, yeah.
Governor Kaden,
What are you thinking, Mr. Sato?
I feel sure that that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us.
Come to think of it, I have the same feeling.
Oh, I didn't even finish my thought experiment. So the dude kills everyone. You
Okay.
execute him. What do you do the next time you see another white dude walk into your village? Are you just gonna be like, oh yeah, the last time this happened, it
Really
worked out great?
skeptical.
No, you're probably gonna be like, I'm not talking to the likes of you. That's
Why-
probably what you would
You
say.
might take him in and
You're
interrogate
like, you're
him.
gonna kill me, mom.
Why?
So, just saying, justified racism.
I don't know if justified racism is still the right term. Just because you do it doesn't mean it's right.
I think it's told there's nothing wrong with it.
Something,
In that instance, I don't
someone
think there's
has, but
anything wrong
someone has to start not being racist, right?
You're right, but the first racists were justified.
I don't know if I agree with this.
Bro, I can't run for presidency anymore.
Did
It's
you
gonna
wanna
be
run
all
for
over the social media. When
Yeah.
he was 25, he said the first racists were justified.
Wait, who do I have to talk to?
I have to have you delete it.
I'm sorry, this is living on the internet forever now, actually. Wait, who am I supposed to talk to? Wait, what am I supposed to do here?
We're stuck.
I have no
Oh, we
idea.
go talk to Lord Justice. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
what?
easy. About this guy.
Well, we don't have anything to present.
Kanan, yeah, you talk to him. Doesn't matter, you talk to him.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yes, there is.
Whoops, wrong
Present the
button.
picture to him. See what he says.
I might have to. There's nothing to talk about.
Alright, present
Just
the
present
picture.
the picture.
What's it gonna do, huh?
Look at this guy, dude. Look at him.
Check this guy out.
Could I? Nope, nothing here. Nope, nothing here. Hmm.
Go to Lord Van Six.
We can't go to Lord Van Zeek's.
I don't know what to do. Were these guys talking about Kanan? Probably was. Go talk to him.
The guy's still waiting with his luggage.
It's because he's been reading the newspaper the entire time. That's Professor Mikotoba over there. Ah, hello you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked. But where's Judge Jigoku? Odd, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay respects to all the legal bigwigs.
Having only just arrived in the country today? Goodness, he is full of energy.
Professor, you mentioned something before about how you know the prison governor at Barclay Prison. Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. It's the governor?
Yep.
But he
Governor?
refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have time now. Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
Oh my.
Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee? No, I will rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that out loud, did I? You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
Oh, that's funny.
Let's not fall out now, I have an idea.
Because he said that in his brain and then she responded to it.
No, he said that out loud.
Oh.
What's he writing on that piece of paper? Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Ah, thank you. Good luck, then. And back to his newspaper.
Check it out.
Take that.
Take
if you
this.
cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden.
What's this then? You cannot pull the wool over my eyes, you good-for-nothing Japanese student. Mikotoba! That young jock from the forensic laboratory. That Mikotoba.
This guy looks like he'd be a barber, I'm not gonna lie. It's
A
like
barber?
if he was like spinning scissors around instead, yeah.
Totally.
Gives me barber vibes. Yes, exactly, him.
Oh dear. Perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's... Oh my gosh. Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
Jings!
Wait,
Jings.
what is that short for? Did I just say a slur? I just got so scared. Because it's so close to the other one. You just put a CH and a K and you're almost there. Jings. Japanese? I'm looking it up right now.
I don't
it's a slur.
think that's a slur, man. I think it's like
Jings!
it's like his zoinkies, his zoinks
Yeah.
or his jinkies.
Jinkies.
You know?
They're not gonna be happy.
Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure this is just his catchphrase.
You're the young man's daughter?
Hey, I'm looking up Jings. Interjection Scotland. An exclamation of surprise. Dang it.
Jinkies.
Scotland.
And you didn't I think to mention that afore?
So he's Scottish.
I do apologize.
Aye, well, you'd best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? I didn't forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits.
Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
The guillotine quote. I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the onset now. The outset. Outset.
So then, what can I do for you then?
Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing?
That's right, it's surely been reported to as well, being the prison governor.
I have heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison.
He's like Spanish now. Come on.
Hi.
Oh,
But how can that be?
Scottish. It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder.
Vigil.
That's right, his wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance.
Vigil.
Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now.
And Hagrid.
Clearly that means something to him.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
Aye, of course.
We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison.
Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job. No doubt about it. He was a fine warder.
There you go.
Sorry, did you say was?
Aye. He does no work here no more. He left the job.
No, he's like Italian. Oh my.
When was this exactly?
There's a question. When was it about? It can have been much less than 10 years ago now.
Holy
Wow.
cow.
He's been lying to us.
What?
10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago?
Aye, as I mind it, do you ken?
Uh-oh.
I have ne'er heard the fella's name in all that time. That's a worry if he's gone missing there.
But Mrs. Vigil made no mention of it.
I think perhaps Mr. Naruhodo that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works there.
Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here?
That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. I feel like the Professor Mikotoba topic would have been more pertinent to ask first.
So, Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of chief warder 10 years ago, you're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job?
In actual fact, he denied leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter.
You mean he was dismissed?
Aye. It was after a particular walk.
Sorry, a what?
Aye, that's our word for it in here. A walk to the gallows.
An execution?
It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see.
Nice British.
How you doing?
Only Vigil did something unthinkable on that last walk he was manning. Now that's your job, babe.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, you can do it. What did he do?
You got it.
Come on, you can do it.
You got it. You're so on top of the accent. That's it.
It just was funny. You keep on switching. That hurts your ego.
No.
Then keep going.
I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information. But I can tell you that it's very, very rare for a chief warder to be relieved of his post.
But why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
I would naked. I would naked.
I would naked?
I wouldn't naked anything about that. I'm
About
afraid.
that.
About that.
About that.
Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
And what would that be, Yen?
That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's?
My thoughts exactly.
I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm at no liberty to answer that.
See. My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensics medicine. You seem to have been well acquainted.
The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. Do you ken?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Do you ken? Do you know?
Ken?
Do you know? Yeah.
Do you ken?
You reckon?
Do you ken?
Maybe.
You reckon?
Yes, I can imagine.
The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of Saint Sinners.
Ah, that's funny.
Saint Sinners. That's come up before, I'm sure.
Wait, what did he say? He missed a line.
I know I did.
It's still in use today.
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
Mikotoba and I used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms.
Or more fresh material, I suppose.
Aye, and we used to sit in here for hours and gab on about dissection and all of sorts. Ouch, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cuff biscuits, of course.
How charming.
He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand you, Japanese.
You chimps.
Because of Genshin Asugi, I suppose.
Chimps?
Jinx?
Jinx.
You
Jings.
jinx.
Jings.
Jings.
Jings. Well, can I tell you anything else?
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one more moment now for you, eh, hen?
His axe?
I'm sure I have it here somewhere.
Ah?
His
Oh,
axe.
his ass? His axe?
I found it. Here, take this as a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison.
What is it?
That's Vigil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my, are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble.
Oops,
It's not the original mine.
Thank you so much, very much, Governor
Well, in
Caden.
return, never come here again. Whoa!
Wow.
Do me a favor and never come back here. The case is closed.
Not that much of a stretch,
Wow.
I guess.
No,
I think
get
we
out.
ought to
You're
return-
minimizing my
I
achievements.
think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we found about Mr. Vigil. What will he tell Mrs. Vigil? I wonder.
I wonder what those chains are for.
For
Chains
and
for locking criminals up,
Yeah.
exactly as they're meant.
Course.
We're back. Hello, you two. Nope, sure.
Hello, you two. I thought you'd be back before long. Oh, I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all.
In the shape of handcuffs? Ah, so that's what this.
Oh!
I called it. See,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
told
you
you.
did.
that was easy to guess.
I
Rob. That was
see.
so easy
See?
to guess.
How,
Exactly,
though?
easy
But,
to
like-
guess.
Yeah, that's easy to guess. That one
How
was
is
easy.
that easy to guess?
No, even I saw that coming. A 4-year-old could see that one coming. That one was easy.
Yep. See, this game's just predictable. It's not that hard to guess
No,
things,
it's not
man.
bad.
If I could guess
But
this
like out
5
of any
panels,
color, it was blue, not like green or
Obviously, it'd be
yellow
the opposite
or
of
pink.
red. No, it's so obvious.
wow, good call by me. Greetings, my dear fellows. You returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
I like the red hair better.
I like the blue hair
Mr.
better.
Sholmes.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Say not. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application.
Oh my.
Pray tell me, what of our water friend have you garnered some new information? Oh, yes, something very surprising in fact, though it's not a patch on your hair to be honest.
It most certainly isn't.
Sholmes!
I skipped what happened.
Oh, sir.
Oh,
It
yeah.
automatically skipped. That was like automatically past
Oh, it
this.
did?
Yeah.
What
Drop
did she
everything,
say?
Sholmes. Okay, we can see. It's not.
But still, we
this-
discovered that.
Yeah, not much. Drop everything, Sholmes. This is more important. You just arrested people that had nothing to do with the crime. Gina. I can't add an Evit.
What? What's happened?
Clearly a very grave matter indeed. Oh wait, wrong character. Well, Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever. It's the boss. What do you mean, Inspector Gregson? The boss says he's dead.
What?
Wow, yeah, that's the murder of this case? What?
No shot.
They just found his body, shot with a pistol. What?
Gregson?
Wow.
But
He
Inspector
better have
Gregson?
chips in his hands. Oh,
He
he's
was
dead.
murdered?
No, Grexy.
Come in, dear girl. Tell us the whole story. Gotcha! Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was. He was really shot? I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene. Where did this take place? A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street. The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then. The thing is, no one at Yon knows nothing about no case around there.
Cosmo's now
Oh.
going on a killing spree.
How strange.
But he's killing all the incompetent characters. Gregson, then he's going to Sholmes, then he's going to her.
Her? The boss was... He was so good to me. I know I'm not up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him. I'd become a proper detective.
Oh, Jenny.
So who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
Did this
They got him already.
It's
already?
Cosma, and we're defending him.
They caught the shooter so soon. A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there to there and took a look at him.
To kill him.
Oh.
Who? What awful person did this?
I still can't believe it myself.
Gina?
It was the Reaper.
What?
Huh? We have to defend Van Zeeks. Who's gonna be the prosecutor?
Yo!
Wait a minute. You don't mean they've
Cosma
arrested
is
Lord
gonna
Van
be the
Zeeks for it?
prosecutor.
Oh, Cosma actually might be the prosecutor. That's right. The Reaper's bloke's gone and shot the boss. No, Lord
I'm
Van
dressing
Zeeks.
up for the next one. I have to.
The next one's not even last.
Yeah, but this is a special case. We're defending my boy.
Are you sure? Quite sure, Miss Lestrade. It's Barak Van Zeeks the police have arrested. I just lost my accent there totally. I saw him with me own eyes in the interview room at the yard.
I don't believe it.
But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him.
So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses?
They heard a gunshot apparently, and when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and the Reaper bloke in the room. But there's no way Lord Van Zeeks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This is really most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry. What you say sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can. You've got to help.
Dang.
Wow, this just took a serious turn from blue hair to Gregson's dead.
Yeah.
It's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all took look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Sholmes. What use is there in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming, How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson! Mr. Naruhodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes, we will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later then. Inspector Gregson dead, and Lord Van Deek's arrested.
Bruno, Susie, I've called you a handsome. Waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Mrs. Sato?
Yes. Alright.
Yo,
In
my boy.
prison.
My boy.
There he is.
My boy.
Lord Van Deek's behind bars.
Weird. It's true. Really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Deek's.
Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be, but the last person on Earth I'd like to see.
Yeesh. I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened, that Inspector Gregson was...
Go home. This has nothing to do with you.
But
Forgive me, Lord Menzies, but I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please.
There's really nothing I can tell you.
what were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case?
This. The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with the suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance.
Oh, who might that be?
Someone you know as it happens. Albert Hairbrain.
Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university.
And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know?
Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zeeks never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zeeks? What happened?
How much do you already know?
We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street.
And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot.
Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened to myself.
But the gunshot, obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you?
I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers.
So he doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with?
I don't need to answer that.
Oh,
After all, you're not representing me.
He's going to need a lawyer, though. Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zeeks?
Anyone other than you, I should imagine.
Ha ha!
but we've won every other case, so why not? Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet?
Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know.
But this is different.
In my career, all of the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Surely not.
I assure you, No defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole.
But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you?
It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that?
Maybe it's been Cosmo the whole time.
After the trial, Professor Harebrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
I guess there's only
It's a
this
letter
one.
to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
You're shaking the camera.
Am I?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
you're shaking the desk.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean?
Yes, so it seems. Your stooped little Nipponese friend,
I straight
for
thought I said,
example.
so you're stupid.
You're
Little
stupid. You're stupid.
You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo.
So Professor Harebrain is safely back in Germany now.
He is. So, it appears our conversation has run dry.
There was a 2-second silence, that's all.
Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you.
I was wondering, Lord Van Zeeks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you.
You trust me, do you?
Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people, so I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly.
It's a very gracious offer, however, you are Nippon... Oh. I trust no one.
At least he didn't say I don't trust Nipponese.
Yeah.
What?
Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese!
Had to put it in there. But please.
I have no intention of engaging your services.
The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems.
I'd appreciate it if you don't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time.
This is where we become the prosecutor. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Van Zeeks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Where should we go?
Fresno Street?
Sounds like I know exactly where we should go. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people will find their way back down the street. So this dust-ridden rented old room is where it happened then.
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes, and the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems.
That'd be pretty, like, kind of creepy, gruesome.
He was like a main character. They just
To
killed him. That's
see,
actually kind of surprising.
like, if
Yeah,
it was,
they
like,
didn't
your
even show it
friend.
on screen or anything. No cutscene, no nothing. He's just
Yeah.
unceremoniously dead. Also,
just
there's a
think-
red wig here.
It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I
It's
noticed that
pretty
too.
accurate to life, I guess. Like you never know. Like what was the last thing we said to him? Probably like screw off.
Probably not, but I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere. Oh, what do you think you're doing there? Every one of them dramas has got to be taken right out so you can look underneath them all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and I don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Blimey, ain't you lot never gone out over at house looking for dough when the owners are out of town? Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt. Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself. Hello again, Gina. Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that at of his, and then just Scarper.
Out of his. Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean?
Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me. Gino, would you mind if we investigated too? Listen, Aldo, you're a lawyer, right? Yes, why? Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are ya? Oh, poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court.
I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Otto. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened to you. Thank you, Gina.
I wonder what's behind the picture.
Nothing.
No. Time to check the chimney stack, just like she said. An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would otherwise, doesn't it?
Stick with dust, look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lives here at all and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
No, that's right. It's one or the other.
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members.
What's the matter? Your eyes look
They
like
are.
they popped out.
Look, Mr.
They're about to
Naruto.
pop out of your head.
Quickly.
Oh. Why do I feel like I've seen this? I feel like this woman is familiar somehow.
Girl.
Already forgot?
Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning.
Ah! It's Mrs. Vigil.
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Vigilant?
She did it.
Or it's the husband that did it.
Nah,
Okay.
too obvious.
To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped. This is probably where the husband comes and cheats on his wife.
I think that already happened. Sorry to say, I have no idea either.
Plot twist, she killed her husband too. It's been 10 years.
This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, look!
You mean it's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And these are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
Yes, in fact, they're also the sort of document that only a detective could normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here.
Oh yes, the advertisement you mean, to the Red-Headed League. But why? What's that doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears, sir.
Right, perhaps I better leave you to your work then.
He's over there just crying, not looking at me. Same with this guy.
Excuse me.
Oh, Inspector, oh, sir.
Poor man, he can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset.
Oh, this. The door.
Why must we suffer?
The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off.
Yes, there's wax spattered on the wall. Behind, look.
I suppose if a bullet had hit it, it does.
It does seem likely the bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body.
Ugh. Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. Somebody must have very haphazardly nailed those boards over the broken glass, haven't they? You couldn't even really call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room, that was totally blocked up with bricks. This one does look.
I don't think it's rolled
This
there.
one does at least still let in some light, so you could say.
You could say nothing more about it. I'm starting to feel even more sorry for Natsume now. Excuse me.
If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things at the yard.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts there. Oh, what's this?
They appear to be a little model policeman. Kinda charming, isn't it? In a way.
Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zieks playing with something like this.
Only about 8 centimeters tall. It could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful after all, in a way. The wig and the gun.
This is presumably the murder weapon then.
Oh my! It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them.
There's one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Fire a shot.
No.
Oh my.
If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. Slightly safer just to ask someone who might know, I think.
Wig.
Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funnily enough, neither can I.
It's a hairpiece, isn't it?
It is, a bright red hairpiece.
And I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it?
And in such a flame-colored red, too.
Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Exactly, this is a vital clue, I'm sure of it.
I thought they were totally gonna go more down into the line of Inspector Gregson is bald and wears wigs. So I
I
suppose
kinda thought that too.
this is where the victim.
Oh, sorry. That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Poor Inspector himself has already been taken away.
And would probably be under Dr. Scythe's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
In the shape of the rope, it appeared that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling alright, Mr. Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I know it's just a rope, but, well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Especially with the bloodstain next to it.
Kinda dark.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I do understand.
I like the
In
music.
some way, I know. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality.
Susato-san is so strong, though. She's taking you far better than I am. Wait, there's more?
They make somber music.
No, they don't
I
want the game to
know.
be too depressing, you know?
Oh, but that's why I give them for a loop in the
What about
last
the door?
half, you know?
What about nothing on the door? Or is there like a loose board frame or board ground?
Yeah.
Gino, what do you make of this? Oh, never mind. This isn't anything. Let's see where we're supposed to go. Okay, we know what we need to do here.
Maybe back to
Back to
Sherlock.
Benzies.
No, we need to do more here, specifically says.
Oh.
One of these pieces in it, so surely do something.
Yeah, just present everything.
Or no, how about the guy, the husband? That guy.
Okay.
Or how about we look at the thing? We never really examined the stuff that we have.
Oh, it's true, we can examine the
Yeah.
evidence we have, yeah.
Cause like let's examine like the paper thing that they gave us. That one, or that one and the other one.
Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
You wish he'd at least call you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. SS Gross, first class cabin 01. Yokohama departure 11 September. London arrival 1st November.
9/11.
Dang, that's like a 2.5 month.
Oh yeah.
A boat. And that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called. Sorry. Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
I think it's almost been a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame to not keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it, or was that a comment accompanied by a little sigh?
There's There's one of 3.
Yeah,
Wait.
but there's nothing to examine there, right? There's nothing more we'll get out of it.
Well, we can like read it and know what it says.
Yeah, I will need to know at some point.
That's right.
Ew, aided the escape of prison convict. Okay.
Can we not investigate the thing? Oh yeah. This one looks like they had like.
Ah, there's some black marks here, look.
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It only seems this one candle has been cracked in half, it seems.
So I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan. I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them. But also it's showing
That's it.
that one got hit before the other 2 were lit. Or I mean not before, but like and the other 2
Yep, I think that's it.
Alright, back.
Oops.
Oh.
No, that's just clicked. Accident.
Gotcha.
It's Gregson.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled, almost as if someone has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and around too? For fun?
What?
What's that?
It appears to be some sort of
metallic
key.
penis. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it came out from between his legs.
Oh, I wonder what it is for. I totally missed what I said.
Oh well. The key shot.
This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does.
A
Very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? What's it for?
Alright.
Now. Oh yeah.
I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
Oh my! It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare. Yep. Perhaps someone. Yep. Okay. Okay. Who's the person I should talk to? Iris? Sholmes? Iris? Probably. I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruto. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
Oh, fetch.
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. You must have to use a lot of bird lime to keep it in place on your head. So it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think? Nothing else about this wig?
There's nothing else about this wig. Okay, okay. I present you a key, I guess.
Present the thing that changed, or that.
Not this. What changed?
What if we...
Well, that updated the details about something.
Updated details about the tickets.
We also
but-
never read the newspaper.
Yes. That was nothing to read.
Well, there's other stuff.
Nothing to
Is there,
read.
is there not? What if we, like, the key's got a... something in the room, maybe?
Wait, I just presented this. No! I presented this earlier too. No! Okay, none of the evidence did anything.
Okay, so obviously we don't have to present something to her.
I talked to one of the policemen. Do they know anything better?
Already
About
talked to him.
guns? I know, but now that we have found the gun, maybe they did something better. Maybe the guy looking at the gun does something better? Nope. Okay, well. Is there something we still have to explore here? Whoops. Yep, okay, nothing there.
What about like, the piping? Or like the door scratching? The broken stool bottom?
I'm gonna try going back to Sholmes' place
Yeah.
and examining the gun.
Wait, she said, are we sure?
Yeah, I know, but like, maybe we need to examine something. Oh, well, Iris isn't here. Who knows about guns? Maybe this guy.
Van Six, maybe.
Nope, doesn't want to talk to us anymore. That he's not even here.
Check the prison. Van Zeeks isn't there either.
I feel I'm not in position to talk yet, so I visit somewhere else first. What do you want me to ask? I guess I didn't present all the evidence.
Maybe that one. No.
I was gonna go through all of them.
Can we present something to one of the other dudes?
Nope.
He was checking.
We already did this. Wow, it's different.
Nope.
Yep.
Let's see, was this evidence worked something out and what happened to Avia? No, not exactly. I ain't been long enough in no, again, let's see. Galaxy. Oh, that business? Yep. Instructor Lestrade's ear as soon as that one buttoned up. I thought it was Mr. Sholmes who led that pair into a trap, wasn't it? Listen, Otto. It ain't easy going for an East End diver to Scotland Yard detective, right? But anyway, it's all part of the charm, ain't it? Being a bit loose with the truth and it helps. That's wrong for so many reasons. Maybe I should get Iris to write stories about me, the adventures of Inspector Lestrade. Pretty sure that's actually a book. Somewhere. Anyway, that didn't help.
I know it did something.
That I don't know.
Now, if you say move, does it like?
Yeah, now when you move, do
Does
we
it
ask everything
like?
we
Is
have
that all?
No.
to? The freak?
What do you want me to ask? Surely there's gotta be something I'm missing in this examination.
No way.
This is the nice thing about the new games. They have like a highlight system for like things you can actually click on in case you do miss.
Scan, yeah. Pretty sure we've got everything though.
Well, obviously we don't have everything somewhere somehow. Okay, well, I don't know.
What did we present? We already presented the candlestick to her.
I'm pretty sure I presented literally everything in this inventory to her. Unless I missed something. But yeah. I don't believe I did. Huh! Well, let's just see where there are people. Guy doesn't even want to converse with us. Even there. Maybe try going here? Can't even examine or oh, okay. Nope, this guy doesn't have anything new.
About like the picture.
I can't examine there, literally.
Go show him the suite and try and open up the chest with the key.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nope. Misato, help. Help. What to do?
What to do?
Yeah. This is Gregson.
It's awful, isn't it? We must carry on.
Not a long Ace Attorney. Literally, Ace Attorney streams are literally 2 to 3 hours on average. This is... Even if we ended now, it'd still be, like, lower end of average. I know, but it's so much to take in. I don't know where to start. No, I don't know where to end.
We must start with a thorough investigation of the scene, and we must interview Gina.
I did.
Then we must go to the prison to speak with the Reaper.
I did. Thank goodness I have you, Mrs. Sato. You told me absolutely nothing.
Alright, back to the Gina.
You're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm afraid I don't have all the answers, obviously not.
Obviously
I really
something
have
in
no
there.
idea how to be around Iris at the moment.
Oh, yes, that.
Just go back.
So I literally couldn't
Gotta do
interact.
something.
I literally couldn't interact with Vanzeeks.
We've presented everything.
Oh, what?
Wow, nice, Thomas. Did you ever even
Did you ever even click converse?
I don't
After,
know.
no, it was after the newspaper thing. It did new stuff.
Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place? No, yeah, because we asked if he can like, investigate and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I want to know. It's what? After years since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead. Oh yes, Mr. Scholl's dope. What? Twisted and the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he? Sounded like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the yard.
Goodness, really?
They say he managed to solve some really tricky case, just like that. He did. Yep, and ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was that legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this? I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look at where it landed him. Respect for the Reaper in what way? I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to that fella. Words. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke. I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in such quite high regard. He said something else to me and all. That I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after bad people who are bad. It did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. What is this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's being written by some cove called Huge Bone. Huge Bone.
Just Huge
Boon.
Huboon.
Herlock Sholmes.
who is-
Nice stream.
I want to investigate who his username is. Well, neat.
It's actually just Herlock Sholmes.
Well, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Huboon.
Wow, you have the official Herlock
The
Sholmes. How do
official
you feel?
Herlock
We made
Sholmes
it.
has
No, we
joined
made
that.
it now.
This peak, I should just stop it here, honestly. It's sort of a here today, gone tomorrow named that, isn't it? Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him. I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if ever. Right? All the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation, but there's so little here, no one knows what to do for themselves.
I do wonder.
Yes, Mrs. Sato?
Well, could it be that his Hubone
It's huge bone.
It's definitely huge bone.
is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret officer case.
I'd never even considered that. Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves. You are? If you look around the room, you'll see there are a few things that hint at it. We should really investigate the place. I've investigated this place in so much detail.
I know.
I see that's where the poor inspector was found over there.
Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck the candle tree on the wall. Oh yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely. And the gun use is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's in it, no denying that. What, really?
How do you know that?
Take it easy. I don't know what what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big white eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about gun myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him? A bigwig lawman, is it? Anyway, Fresno Street runs along underside that windows there. There were some street sellers just outside of the gun shop.
Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside.
Yeah, they've all been taken down to the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling. Do you think we might be able to speak with those street or sellers ourselves? I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be up for grilling and all. So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Like we ever have been able to.
I know, right?
Okay, think now.
Now we head to the prison. No, it still says I fear we're not in a position to talk.
I don't think we've
Do you know, I don't
Go
believe we
back,
visited it,
Go back up. That one. Or wait, no. Go to whatever one it just said. Yeah.
Oh, this is the Strongheart that probably said about the gun. They talked about that it was Van Zieks' gun.
Yeah.
You've made good time.
I took an express train back to London. I can hear Lord Strongheart. Can you?
Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone.
Oh, Cosmo.
Whoa! Is everything in place?
Now in white.
I had a private compartment on the train so I could check out the paperwork.
It's...
Kazuma-sama.
He has no headband. He's not as cool.
Ah, your timing is impeccable.
It is?
Is it?
No doubt you've heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry.
Yes.
I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Van Zieks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson.
Broke his faith.
I believe only in the facts, and the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Van Zieks for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective.
Oh no, surely not.
It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable processes.
So does that mean the trial is tomorrow?
Precisely.
We're gonna have an audience for the trial.
In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions.
This is my next prosecutor. And we're prosecuting against them. Kazuma.
Weren't they like literally best friends?
Ah, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now he like doesn't remember him at all.
Mr. Asogi,
No, he
he
knows
will
him.
be present at tomorrow's proceedings,
He has two swords
leading
now.
the prosecution.
He's dual wielding. Wait, what? Kazuma?
So he'll be prosecuting him, right?
Yep.
As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law.
Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor?
I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no. People all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
There's no salvation for anyone in trial prosecuted by the Reaper or the Bailey, and now, the Reaper himself must stand in the dock.
Quite so. The public wants answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths.
But Lord Van Zieks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent.
That's certainly true. Or it has been at least until now.
Huh?
No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history.
So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow?
That's right.
But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart.
Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles.
I don't know about that one.
And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense.
Pretty sure they all already know that.
A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I have no doubt at all that Kazuma will be raised sharp as a prosecutor.
But why Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain.
No, turns out we only had Van Zieks.
It was a personal request.
Is he Van Zieks?
They can't sound just like Van Zieks.
I gotta look up what his thing was.
We can pull it up
These are
another
like-
time. For now, let's go.
It's a
I
personal
asked to
request.
be
It
assigned
has
to
to
the
be signed
trial.
to the trial.
You
You
asked
you
for
got
this?
it.
Oh, you got it.
But why?
It'll all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation.
I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented. Quite exceptional in fact.
You're quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way.
Ah,
After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary's closing ranks.
so that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution.
Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed. Let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months.
Kazuma, wait, so is that his sword? Or do I still have his sword?
I don't know.
I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me. Now, this isn't going to end well, my friends. Because I'm gonna win. Oh yes, we noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zeeks?
That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene.
Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody who higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct.
What?
That's right, be direct.
It's certainly a motto that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine.
In that case, it could have actually have belonged to the victim.
It was suicide.
No, Gregson had his gun on his person.
What about Lord Van Zeeks?
He claims it's currently not in his possession.
What?
According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's, no proof that it's actually his.
No, of course not.
Nevertheless, the situation is great for Lord Van Zeeks. Alright, traitor. Let's hear it.
I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll be alright now.
Has your memory completely returned?
Yes, completely. I remember everything,
Even losing to a cat?
including what I was coming here to do.
Right.
Kazuma-sama, can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia?
It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London.
So sorry for what's happened.
Anyway, my memory might have returned to me, but there's something that won't return in the way it was before.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon.
It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart.
Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our Empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery.
Alright, now we can go talk to Lord
Yep.
Zeeks.
Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out.
Hold it!
Hold it! Before you go, Ryunosuke,
Oh, what is it, Kazuma?
I just wanted to thank you.
Kazuma-sama, what?
You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection.
You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you.
Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here.
Oh?
I actually have a favor to ask.
Which is?
This trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me, as the defense counsel.
Why? What's this all about?
I know you have what it takes.
But Lord Van Zeeks would never put his fate in my hands.
On the contrary, he recognizes your talent.
He does?
It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this.
That's...
Oh, sorry. That's Lord Van Zeeks and Inspector Gregson.
In a photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the look of it.
Who's on the far left?
It's his brother. And who's the third person?
It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office.
In Greg's office, you mean?
Oh, his nose just
Yes.
moved.
What I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it.
I don't understand. Why are you giving me this?
Just hurry, Ryunosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over.
What are you doing, Kazuma?
Prison.
Looks like the chapter is almost over. Lord Van Zeeks is still reading that letter. Wow, must be a long letter.
Been gone quite some time though.
Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. I might even be able to read English faster than he can.
I was intending to ignore you entirely. But I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese.
Oh, well, sorry, I didn't think you'd hear that.
I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow.
Which is none of your business.
So, have you found a lawyer?
How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This has nothing to do with you.
Couldn't he just represent himself?
He could just easily represent himself,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
he's like
He'd be
a competent defender.
He'd be a prosecutor who knows who's be a defender that know all the tricks of a prosecutor, you know?
Yeah, I
The
think
literal opposite.
It'd be way more cool if he just
The
defended
literal
himself.
opposite of Kazuma.
Yeah, that'd be
Is
sick.
that a thing? They can, like, is that an
You
actual
can represent
thing?
yourself.
Yeah, you can represent yourself in court.
It's like not recommended, but
Because,
you can.
yeah, you don't usually know any legal practices or anything like that.
Well, right. But like as like a lawyer.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how much resources or access you're granted for resources, but yeah. In other words, no.
We're just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided.
I'd expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is.
It's going to be Kazuma Asogi.
Asogi!
That made the color drain from his face.
What color?
Well then. It seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all. "10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecutions at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi.
Genshin Asugi was Kazuma-sama's father.
So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court.
I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you.
It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset.
But what could he have been hoping to achieve?
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that?
Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese.
Right. Your hatred of all us Japanese. You just put racism there for
I'd
that
only
one.
just been appointed as a prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer.
The so-called professor.
Assigned to the investigation as his partner was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard.
And that was Genshin Asogi?
Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man.
Alright, here's what's gonna happen for case 5. Lord Strongheart's gonna be the prosecutor. We're gonna defend what Genshin Asogi did.
Oh.
And then I don't know what else. I don't know who the main defendant is gonna be.
So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong.
Oh, how awful.
To avenge my brother, I prosecuted an Asogi's trial. I wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until he consented.
What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor?
The man in charge of the professor case inquiry, Lord Mail Strongheart.
Wait, what? Lord Strongheart?
He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person to whom I felt indebted.
And he's gonna be the real bad guy.
I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor.
Anyway, time passed, but then earlier this year, who should arrive in London but you? And of all things, as a lawyer.
I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese.
I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years, that hatred had festered inside me. I could no longer control it.
And I can understand why, now I know the history.
But in the same way that I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life, Kazuma Asogi, I am the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in court tomorrow. Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy.
Oh yes, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
Wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean?
It's the first time I've ever encountered it.
Oh,
The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place.
It sounds like that
Maybe
mystery
to
has
the
even...
microphone.
It sounds like that mystery has even the Reaper perplexed.
I'm afraid to say.
Oops.
We were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. Bless you.
Thank you.
Then it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself, by uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would never have been made.
What sort of approach?
After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy.
Oh my. 10 years ago?
Why is that so surprising?
Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time, and rarely performed. And my brother was of course a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determined it was necessary. His powerful convictions somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death.
So, you must have gotten a great confidence in the inspector's abilities then. Must have had great confidence.
And it's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life.
I don't have confidence in anyone,
Oh,
and I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I've no doubt he thought of me only as the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London.
What really went on between Lord Van Zieks and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship? About the gun used to shoot the inspector that was found at the scene.
Yes, that's not mine.
Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is.
What do you expect me to say to that?
Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm.
As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true.
When did you lose it then?
That, I don't know.
Oh,
I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago. I must have stowed it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps.
you have something in common with Lord Van Zieks after all, Mr. Naruhodo. The talent for misplacing things.
No. This has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it.
Don't make the mistake of associating you with this Nipponese.
Oh dear, this rift is very wide, isn't it?
So it's not decisive evidence, clearly, but it doesn't look good, that's for sure.
Present the gun.
Oh, definitely present the photograph. Lord Van Deeks, we came by this old photograph.
Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost.
Is the man on the left there?
Yes, that's my brother, Clint.
It had to be, really. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that?
Respect? That's nonsense.
No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less.
Well, maybe once, yes, there was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you.
I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man known to all as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey.
Racist of the Bailey.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, that's the first time he's ever used my actual name.
I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in.
What's that?
That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth.
Lord Van Deeks.
From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it even though I dearly wished I could. He is a loathsome Nipponese, who has absolute integrity as a lawyer. There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother, Clint, and Genshin Asogi.
The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way.
When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me.
You mean this photograph?
Back then I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plague me now. I look to the future with hope. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe.
I'm so sorry.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me?
Oh, fudge.
Of course I will. It would be an honor.
Oh, maybe. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo.
And my life is in your hands.
He's just gonna backseat lawyer the whole time, bro. Yep.
Good Lord, Ben.
For Lord Van Deeks. That must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask, which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend Kazuma.
It's a pretty good setup. To be continued.
Next video. I already have your next video title. Defending racism.
Well, that sounds like a terrible title for
What do you
me.
mean? It's so.
Or just defending the racist.
Thomas, you're not white. You can't be canceled for being racist.
Yeah, sounds like a terrible title to me.
Defending a racist. How about
As a
that?
racist.
Still doesn't sound like a great
No, but
title
that's such
to
a
me.
clickbait title. Defending a racist. Boom.
Yeah.
That's a great title. That's
Anyway.
eye-catching.
We haven't had-
It's clickbaity. It has to do with the story. It's accurate. That's a great, honestly great.
I mean, we'll see what title ends up coming up. I'm fairly certain I'm not gonna pick that one, but
Defending a racist.
I'm fairly certain we're not gonna pick that one, but we'll see. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching today. This has been It's been a while since we streamed this, obviously, but hopefully this means that we're back now. We'll have to see. But we'll have to figure it out. Until next time. Bye everyone.
Defending racism.
I better mute the spike before he says something else.